So as the football world continues to be on a football lockdown, I thought I'd take a little look at what the state of football would look like in 10 years' time. But in this video, we're going to be taking a look at one team in particular, and that team is Watford. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we're going to take a look at current 17th place Watford. Where are they in 10 years' time? Well, we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash this subscribe, bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Premier League related, Football Manager related. Oh yeah, we've got it all here. Under one roof. That's right. Before we jump into the old vortex and go into 10 years into the future, we're going to take a little look. Let's refresh ourselves at who the heck's in charge at Watford and who the key players are we're going to look out for and all that kind of jazz. So, Watford, here they are. Nigel Pearson, yes, he is in charge. Pulling the strings, of course, doing a miraculous job, dragging them to potential Premier League safety. Will they still be in the Premier League in 10 years' time? That's the question I'm throwing at you. I'm going to say no. As much as I love Watford, I used to live there for a good 8 years of my life, just on the cusp, on the old Ruislip Way, Northwood Way. You know, back in the day, went to Vicarage Road a couple of times. Rich club, 3.5 star reputation. Their key man is Abdali Ducare. Their captain is Troy Deeney. I'm not sure if he's going to be around. Ben Wilmot is the hot prospect. Troy Deeney is 30 years of age, so he's going to be probably gone, but you never know. His record may still be there to peruse at. So their record over the course of time, they've been up and down. They've been up and down as low as 18th of the Championship, but that's pretty much it over the past 10 years. Where are they going to be in the next 10 years? That's the question. So, you know, they've been floating around, you know. Would I say they're an established Premier League club? Not yet. I think they could. The foundations could be there. Of course, there's a lot of clubs in the Premier League from London, and a lot of clubs from the London area that have been in the Premier League. Anyway, let's look at the players. So the most expensive player is not the key player, is Gerard Defoe. Okay, he's formerly of Everton back in the day, and again Barcelona. Watford picked him up for a bit of a steal. £11.5 million. I'm sure to this day that's a good bit of money, and I'm sure they could still sell him. He's 25 years of age, so he could still be in the game, competing around in lower leagues somewhere. You never know. Roberto Pereira was getting on a bit, 28 years of age. He's likely to be on his way. Danny Welbeck as well. We haven't really seen the best out of him since he signed Ismaili Sarr. Know him from my FIFA days. He's probably around and about. Will Hughes as well, hotly tipped to make the big thing, but he's not really progressed. Tom Cleverley as well, getting on a little bit. So a lot of familiar names in here, a lot of British names as well. But where are they going to be in 10 years' time? Make your picks now, because we're jumping into the old time warp, and we're going to see you on the other side. So here we are, boys. We've time walked all the way through to the 31st of May, 2029. So, look at this. It doesn't bode well for Chelsea. There's a job going. But what's going on at Watford? So let's punch them in, because I don't want to blow it just away. Well. It's good news and bad news, folks. It's good news and bad news. Reputation stayed the same. You're still loaded with cash, but you're in the Championship. But you're just about to get promoted to the Premier League. So what's gone on since we left you? So we left you around about here, finishing 19th. So they got relegated in the very first season, back down to the Championship, back at the first attempt. Steady Eddie for a couple of seasons in the Premier League, getting relegated again, but getting themselves promoted again. And then Steady Eddie once again before getting relegated last season, 27-28, getting yourselves promoted this season. So in the 2029-2030 season, you'll be in the Premier League. So it'll be as we left you, and it's been kind of like a TikTok sort of all over the place sort of deal, you know, which is what we've seen with Watford over the years. So Gerardo Sione is your manager. We'll take a look at your managerial history in a little bit. Look at this fella. Look at this guy. Loyalty at its very, very best. Ismaili Sarr, still there, 31 years of age, £34.5 million, Senegalese star. Hopefully he stayed there. He did, £30 million, and he's been a pretty decent player the whole time. Look, seven players. If you've got anything above a 7, you're laughing. You're absolutely laughing. A little bit of a dip last season, but back to his very, very best this team. But of course, that was a relegation season. So, well done, Ismaili Sarr, for sticking around. So let's have a little look at the current players then, shall we? Any familiar names? We'll cut straight to the chase. Nathan Wood. We're looking at players around about 28 or older are ones that are actual players. The other ones are going to be a little bit of guess. Josh Tiemann. I think we saw him pop his nose up elsewhere. Bournemouth, yes. Big money for Watford, 38 million. We'll have a look at the transfers in a little bit. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, 31 years of age now. No England caps. Fulham are after him. You picked him up for $2 million back in the day. A bit of a bargain pickup there. Okay, sort of rating, not really exciting there. Well, a lot of these, of course, we don't know. Zach Stefan, not too sure about him. Look at that mouthful. We just call him H. We just call him H back at the office. We just go, hey, all right, H, how you doing? Whatever else. Frimpong, is he a real player? He is a real player. Picked up by Watford for £23.5 million. Went out on loan to Norwich. Newcastle spent a bit of a chunk of change on him, formerly of Manchester City. So, really, there's not that many players that stand out for me that are actual real players. But let's have a look at your managerial merry-go-round there. So, all kicked off with Nigel Pearson. He was there just 153 days. He was fired. He was fired before the actual date. Richard Thomas came in for a little bit. Luciano Spalletti coming in for 3 years. And Gerardo Sapina, or Sione, or whatever his name is, has been here for a good 5 and a bit years. So winning 2 leagues. That's 2 championships to you and me, but he's also suffered a couple of relegations in that mix as well. Let's have a look at some competitions. Of course, runners-up back in the day. League One, any League One stuff? No. So let's have a look at the most important stuff we're all about. It's transfers. Where did Troy Deeney go? That kind of jazz. We'll have a find out, shall we? So kicking all off in the debut season, spending just 8.25 million, making 11.5 million. Andre Gray went to Lille out in France for 5 million. Any other little names here? Not really. None that stick out for me. No major. Next season they spent just 39 million, recouping 145 million. There he is, Gerard Defoe, lent for 29 million. Still in the game, though. Still in the game. Still packing it in. Only 4 caps for Spain, so it doesn't look like he got any more than that. So sold to Leicester, and then he went to Al Khazazi out in Saudi Arabia, made a chunk of change and scored a buck-ton load of goals as well. And then Eintracht Frankfurt for a couple of seasons as well. So yeah, not bad. Not a bad career. And he's still decent. His physicals are a little bit shoddy as well. Tom Cleverley went to Huddersfield, can't even click on him. He's that bad, you can't even click on him. Dominus Quina went to Bournemouth. We just looked at Bournemouth. Sold to Fulham as well. Now at Salzburg. I think they made a chunk of change on that as well. Darryl Jamat went to Rennes. He's no longer in the game. Maripa went to DC United. You can't click on him. Load of players went out. Decore, your big Spencer. Big spender went to Beijing for 54 million. Good chunk of change there. Craig Dawson went to Thingamabob, Southampton. Pontus Dahlberg. Any other? I guess if we could just sort it like that, then we'll know who the big boys are, right? Pushito. So Isaac Success went to Zenit. Yeah. All right, moving on. Next one. Spent a bit of money on Nathan Wood, who is a real player. I've actually avoided looking at him, really. Bought by Watford from Middlesbrough, £29.5 million. Steady Eddie in midfield and also at the back. Spent 71 million, recouped 28 million. Achimapong was bought in from, it looks like, China as well. Nobody really that stands out as a world-class signing there. You sold Casibas to Shakhtar, Navarro, Cedric, Suarez, not the Luis Suarez, surely not. No, it's Colombian. Craig Cathcart went to Rovers. Respect. Yeah, moving on. Moving on. Next season, Luke Shaw was brought in from Manchester United. Dennis Pratt as well from Leicester. Let's have a look at his history then. Only with Watford for a couple of seasons. He actually made a bit of profit on him, selling him to China for 27 million. Angelino, he's following me. He's like a stalker here. Bloody hell. He's been all over the shop. Hard to keep up with him. Went to Man City, then to Bournemouth on loan. Watford gobbled him up. Cruzersol gobbled him up. And he's now at Villarreal. So, goodness great. He can't settle down. Can't keep still. Jordan Pickford between the sticks. Is now at Hamburg. 27 caps for England. You sold him for not much money. He didn't really do you any favours. It looks like he's coming in as a second fiddle, really. Not really your number one goalkeeper. Dennis Pratt. Did we look at him? We did. Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw now at the books at Brisbane Roar. Luke Shaw at Brisbane Roar. He also went to Al Hazi and made a bit of money out there. He made a bit of profit as well on that deal. Adam Webster from Brighton. That looks like seems like a good deal. £19 million, bought for 1.6. He sold him pretty much the same season to Rovers, who didn't really get much out of him either. As for players going out, Ben Wilmot went to Bournemouth. We looked at that. He didn't really explode, did he? He's just like a box. Rovers paid a bit of money on him. Not really happy with that. Fraser Hornby, Pereira went for 5.5. Danny Welbeck went to Nice. How did he get on in Nice? Was it nice out in Nice? Not really. Bit of a shitty player, really. Not really getting anything out of him. Troy Deeney went to Genk, and we can't even click on him. That's a bit of a shame there, because I'm sure he has a really good history as well. So shame on that. Next season we go. Danny Loader spent £137 million. Leonard Trossard from Sheffield United. He's now over at Astana. Spent a chunk of change on it. Took a hit on it as well. Had a good season out in the Championship, but that's about it. James Garner from Granada. Danny Loader from Crystal Palace. He's only 19 years of age. He's still blossoming as a player recently, but from them six-fingered freakazoids as well. So, yikes. Juan Forth, now at Rovers, doing very, very well for himself. Adam Webster sold to Rovers as well. He made 90 million this season. Shenji Ojoe went to China. What are they thinking? That's a 36 million pound for that. Chabalala went to West Brom as well. Iago went to wherever that is. Look at the under 19 spending 5.5 million pounds on this fella. Yeah, not any world class transfers there. Sean Longstaff was bought from Newcastle, £15.75 million. Marvin Wilson from Villa. Chambala was bought from Rovers. Frimpong from Newcastle. They're just like sort of bog standard signings, really. Pratt was sold to China. Stubovic to Rovers. Look at Rovers spending a lot of money. That's the days. That's the glory days right there. But yeah, there's nobody that's like. Except for Sergio Aurier, you had him for a little bit. Still in the game, still chipping away. You bought him for £3.6 million from Spurs, sold him for 3.6. He's now a free agent. Oh, yes. 2025-26 season. Mikey Johnson. Sounds like a regen, but it's not. Decent little player. Sold him pretty much straight away to Krasnodar. I took a hit on it as well. Carl Walker-Peters. He's at Cologne. I was joining Cologne. Or Köln, should I say. Get my German right. Players sold. You took a hit here this season. Luke Shaw went out to the Middle East. James Garner to Fulham. Sean Longstaff to Schalke. Straight off the bat. Don't really give him time to stay. To stick around. Next season, £94 million spent. The majority of that going on Nicolas Fernandes from Chelsea. He's a regen. Let's not talk about him too much. Darryl Webb spent a bit of money there, but again, not much to get excited about either. Chambala went to Swansea for 13.5 million. There's Mickey Johnson's on the move. Carl Walker-Peters as well. 27-28 season, spent a cool 100 million. He made 123 million though, so that's good. Balance in the books. Chris Narsingh, who is a regen. You actually spent money on that fella. This guy, Ezekiel Barco, was actually wanted by Norwich. They might spend a bit of cash on him for you. Get a bit of a recoup there. Kiki Piera. He's a left back, now at Fulham. We made a chunk of change on that dude as well. H is on the move. He came in. We like H down the office. Players going out. Bearboon is a regen. Owusu's a regen. Joe Pedro is a real player. Nice bit of money on that guy. Decent return as well. Good goal scoring record. Will Hughes went to Switzerland. Into the final season now. So into the final season, Josh Timmon comes in for £38.5 million. Big spender. Not only here for a partial season. Was that a January transfer? Looks like it could very well be. Yes. And on the way out, you made £165 million this season. Again, so a lot of these names unfamiliar to me. Quick look at the best 11. Here it is. Ross and Batch between sticks. Ben Brun at left back. Verbeek, Wood, Esgalo at the right back, Maitland-Niles alongside Will Hughes, Ojo on the left, Sarr on the right, Mojan in the middle, and Badjamach up top. But let's go back, all the way back to the beginning. So a quick look at the starting best 11 here. Troy Deeney leading the line with just 9 goals that season. This is where we can see how he got on. Jalmat at the back as well. Ben Foster between the sticks. Rossback came in and did a fantastic job. He's now at Southampton, Norwegian. You picked him up for £1.3 million from a Norwegian outfit called Odd team called Odd. Cedric at right back. Cathart as well. Sarr in there, Troy Deeney with 15 goals this season. Danny Welbeck gets himself with 8. Ain't too shabby there. Next season we go. New lineup, new man up top. Stupcevic with 7 goals. Rossenbach still at the back there. Sergio Herrera at right back. Dale Fry, formerly of Middlesbrough's in there. Troy Deeney still got 9 goals, and he makes the bench. Kicking on further the next season, Rossenbach still between the sticks. Luke Shaw at left back. Will Hughes, Pratt, Sarr as well. Ojo has a tremendous season, 42 games, 4 goals, 7.00 average. Into the next season, Sack Stefan comes in, takes over the goalkeeping jersey. What else do we got? Danny Loader coming in there with 7 goals from out wide. Ismail Sarr in there with 13 goals. Tremendous season for him. Jordan Pickford, he makes the bench, like I said, as a sort of reserve team goalkeeper. Stefan remains in the team as number 1 goalkeeper, 2024-25 season. João Pedro comes in. So we'll close look at João Pedro, Brazilian. He's now at Fulham. I think we looked at him already. £22 million sold. Good bit of business from Watford there. Look at these, all double-digit men this season. Mateo Badjamach, who is the main man, Argentinian fellow. He's still at the club. Picked up for £13.5 million from Norwich. Bit of a dud for him, but he's proved to be a sound acquisition for Watford. James Garner as well. Is he formerly United? He is. He's in the best 11. Makes the bench. Next up, Carlinos takes over the goals. Jermaine Frimpong at right back. Nathan Wood comes in. This is the big money signing, £29.5 million from Borough. Starting to stake his claim at the back there. Conor Ronan, 33 years, 33 games. He's an Irish fella from, where was he originally from? Watford picked him up from Sunderland, who picked him up from Crystal Palace, who picked him up from Wolves. So he's a real player. Amongst others. No double digits in the goals that season. 2026-27 season, Frimpong still remains at right back. Maitland-Niles as well in the middle of the park. Still no double digits. Lacking a goal scorer. Looks like they're lacking a goal scorer the next season. Ismail Sarr, though, chipping in with a good 6.96 rated season. The best player by far. 2028-29 season. This is the final. This is the promotion winning campaign. Narsing getting himself double digits, as well as Pachero, Balmich, and Barco. Ismail Sarr on the bench, 7.15 rated. Speaking of records, here is the records right here, right now. The most money spent was Josh Timon this season. The most money recouped was £54 million for Adebale Doucouré, who went to Beijing on 2021 season. Total highest transfer spent per season, £143 million. Quick look at the players here now, shall we? Most goals in a season was Mateo Badjamach with 20. Most assists in a season was Will Hughes. Nope, it was Chris Narsing, 18 for this season, 14 for Will Hughes back in the day. And the highest average rated for a player looks like Ismail Sarr was 7.31, which is good. Idris Daljamas, who's a regen, chipping in with 7.29 this season. So that's pretty much all I've got for you today, folks. So Watford are back in the Premier League next season, but they've had a up and down sort of 10 years. Were they going to be in the next 10 years? Well, unfortunately, you're going to have to find out another way, because I can't do this again, because I'm going to be ploughing through the rest of the Premier League. Tomorrow, we're back with current 16th placed Premier League team, West Ham United. They're a decent little setup. Are they good enough to be in the Premier League for the next 10 years? Well, we're going to have to, you've got 24 hours to find out. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.